Hypermine.
What is up, the world? It is your friendly neighborhood Slipgator here, and we have a lot of stuff to talk about today. I'm going to show you some new stuff and things, if I can make my way down into this hole here. So with the update that we've done to the server, there's a lot of changes to recipes and stuff and things. A bunch of stuff changed, and yeah, there's a lot of grumble and rumble about different stuff, and especially the word Gregtech, the two words Gregtech, always comes up. But one of the things that's happened now is the matter fab will only accept a certain amount of power. As you can see here, this is the kind of the internal power storage. That's the loudest vehicle ever that drove by. This is the internal power storage of the matter fabricator. Normally you could never fill this because you could never provide enough energy to the matter fab really in order to do that, but now it's pinned. This is accepting the most amount of power it can. I don't know what that number is now, but it's a lot less than it used to be. You can only pump a certain amount of power in there, but there's also been some other changes. Back here at the conglomerate, our awesome Gregtech machines that need to be initialized by punching them. That's a trick, by the way. If you see that your machines are glitched out like this, just punch them with the open fist left click, and that'll initialize those machines. There we go. So we've got some new machines here to talk about. This one's called an assembling machine, and if we take a look here, let's go ahead and get the assembling machine up so you can see the recipe for it. But it's a couple electronic circuits, a piston, and these new refined iron plates, and a conveyor module. And you can also use aluminum plates if you want, if you don't want to use refined iron plates. And those plates are made by this machine now called the plate bending machine. And the recipe for the plate bending machine, you can see here 4 pistons, a couple electronic circuits, a couple compressors, and a conveyor module. So these new Gregtech machines, and somebody had asked me about this on the Feed the Beast overclocker, Feed the Beast Fast overclocker video. What about upgrading Gregtech machines? And I said, to my knowledge, they're not upgradable. But in this new update, they are upgradable. So I've also made this thing called a portable scanner. And if we take a look at the recipe for that, it's a little bit different than probably something you've seen before. There's some odd components to it. So it has this lithium battery and this cropnolyzer, and this is the only thing I can see. I don't see other things that the cropnolyzer is used for. If we hit U on the cropnolyzer, it locks up our game. No, the portable scanner, the only thing the cropnolyzer is used for. But this portable scanner allows you to analyze Gregtech machines. So you can see here on the left-hand side, it says added to ENET, demand energy 0, safe input 2048, max energy output 0, contained energy 502,000, not teleport compatible, machine isn't active, 4 overclockers, 3 transformer upgrades, and 5 lithium batteries. So you can actually overclock, add overclocking upgrades, energy storage upgrades, and transformer upgrades. So these I have, you can see I have it hooked up to my superconductive cable. This is cable that's capable of transmitting, what is that number? 2,147,486,647 EU per tick. And it's outputting 2048 from my AESU. And I've increased the power production of the AESU. I've added 2 of these steam bridges. So they're steam consumers, energy bridges, and EV producers. And I added 2 of those. And you can see here that this guy's actually being used. Is something being made? I don't know. And there's our BC. So we still have power coming in from our MJ power, but I need more power. We're actually going to end up redesigning this so that we have a humongous amount of EU production. One of the things about Gregtech machines, when you overclock them, they require ridiculous amounts of power. And when I say ridiculous amounts of power, I'm talking 30,000 EU per tick in order to run. And I've been working with a couple of different ones. Now, for instance, the industrial electrolyzer I found that depending on the recipe, you can put 1 overclocker in it and still power it with 128 EU per tick, which is what this MFE is outputting to it. But if you put 1 overclocker in it, for some recipes, it will no longer work. And that's really the biggest problem with these Gregtech overclockers, or overclocking Gregtech machines. You can overclock them to the point where you can't provide them with enough power and they won't run. They don't do a thing where they like charge up a little bit or slowly, work more slowly because they don't have enough power. They just don't produce the effect you're looking for, and they still consume power, which is terrible. So you may be trying to produce something, you'll see the little bar here, rise and fall, and you're thinking, oh, it's just not working. It's actually still consuming power and not giving you the item that you're looking for. So I've increased the heat capacity of my blast furnace, and how I did that was I used highly advanced machine casings, and I added 4, 8, 12, 16 of them. So 16 of the highly advanced machine casings with the advanced, I think it's advanced or sturdy casings, will give you the 2500 that you need to produce tungsten. And we need tungsten to make an integral part of the AESU. So the adjustable energy storage unit now takes these energy flow circuits, and those now in the new recipe take tungsten plate. So in order to make tungsten plate, we got to get our tungsten, our piece of tungsten, and then we place that inside of our industrial blast furnace. Now keep in mind, this blast furnace now has 2 overclocker upgrades, 2 transformer upgrades, and it is accepting 2048 EU per tick. I have it hooked up to an AESU here that's outporting 2048 to it. You can take a look at the energy consumption of making this one piece of tungsten. It is absolutely amazing how much power this machine takes to produce this one piece of tungsten. It's just unbelievable, actually, with just the 2 overclocker upgrades. So if you want to play with this, be prepared. Be prepared to throw away some machines. Once you upgrade a machine, a Gregtech machine, you cannot remove the upgrade. It is not possible to do it. Also, Gregtech machines explode rather violently. You have to be very, very careful. We had a mishap in my base, and this electrolyzer blew up, and it blew up this industrial grinder, all of these machines, all of these ME interfaces. It blew up almost all of this area. It exploded my base. It was unbelievable. So you have to be very careful that you're putting in the overclocker and the upgrades that you need. As far as transformer upgrades go, there's a new transformer upgrade called an HV transformer upgrade, and it is like the 3rd tier for the Gregtech machines. So normally a Gregtech machine, like say this assembly machine, will accept 32 EU per tick standard. With 1 transformer upgrade, it'll do 128. With 2, it'll do 512. And then at that point, it will not work, and it will not be able to be upgraded to the next level unless you make the HV transformer upgrade. That'll allow it to accept 2048 EU per tick. So it's pretty crazy, guys. I've had to do a lot of reworking of stuff because tungsten plate, titanium plate, chrome plate, steel plate, bronze plate, tin plate, aluminum plate, refined iron plate, a lot of recipes ended up changing, and a lot of the automation that I had set up in my molecular assembly chamber was no longer working. I'm trying to think of what recipes there were that were wrong, different. The encoding, the computer monitor was different, the data control circuits were different, a bunch of them I had to rework. The standard machine casings now take the refined iron plate. These take steel plate for the reinforced machine casings. These take chrome plate for the advanced machine casings now. The electrolyzer changed, I think. Yeah, iron plate now. So a bunch of the recipes changed. And when the recipes are wrong, they show up in the molecular assembler as red. So now we've got everything working the way we want it to. But it's been kind of tough. It took me about 5 hours. About 5 hours to get everything up and running. And so what I'm working on now is lithium battery upgrades. Now, the next level, I think there's already been an update to Gregtech, so this info that we're running in this mod might be a little outdated. But for now, this is the only upgrade that's available for Gregtech energy storage for the internal storage. So you can see right now I have 502,000 internal storage. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so that's as many as I can fit in it. So 902,000 is as many as it will fit. I can't provide it with more internal storage than that, and really that's not very much. It just isn't. There's supposed to be additional tiers of these of the storage upgrades that allow you to go to kind of the next level. We don't have those in this mod pack. So you can see I just upgraded this thing, so now it has 702,000. But the plan for our Gregtech machines is going to be to spend some time upgrading them, and then also building some AESUs and changing the entire infrastructure of the EU system. And that's really what we're going to need to do in order to kind of catch up and start running these at higher voltages. And I want to be able to do that because Gregtech machines have always been notoriously slow. They just take forever, and it's a huge pain in the butt. And so, oh, emergency mute. It's me. So they've always been a big pain in the butt. But I also had to build this implosion compressor because one of the other recipes that's changed, if we take a look inside of here, the diamond grinder now takes an industrial diamond and 4 steel plate. That industrial diamond's made with diamond dust and industrial TNT. Industrial TNT is created with flint and TNT, or you can use flint dust and TNT. And so I've added those recipes in, and now I can get that to work and get those industrial diamonds to make those grinders. And the grinders, I can't remember what they're used in. Grinders? Oh, the industrial grinder. That's what they're for. I don't know if I'll need any more industrial grinders. I got 2. There's my beautiful industrial grinders. But the plan will be to put an AESU power source on each one of these machines, put the full amount of overclocker upgrades in them, and not overclockers, the full amount of energy storage upgrades in them, and then maybe add just like 1 or 2 overclockers and see how that works. So, oh yeah, do I have my lithiums? Oh, I used them all. So let's go ahead and craft 10 more of these bad boys because I want to throw a bunch on this industrial furnace. So you can see the industrial furnace is now creating the aluminium, and I do believe this is going to start to create the aluminium plate. Are you creating aluminium plate? There you go, you can see it. So I've already got this thing rocking and rolling pretty fast. I got 4 overclockers, 3 transformers, and 7 lithium battery upgrades in it. As far as the energy usage, I can't really tell what it's using. The other cool thing that we're going to do is right on this wall, I think I'm going to try to either use multiple display panels to display the power of the AESUs, or I might actually get into a ComputerCraft monitor. I don't know much about ComputerCraft, and I don't know if I can monitor AESU power levels with it. But if I can, I'd like to put a big ComputerCraft monitor right here and hook up monitors for the blast furnace, the electrolyzer, the industrial grinders. These guys we don't need to worry about, they're all overclocked. I'm not going to touch recyclers, they're all overclocked. But then our industrial centrifuges, and I'll probably end up putting an AESU underneath the assembling machine and the plate bender as well, just so that, I mean, it seems like a bit of overkill. I have the resources to do it, so it's kind of like a why not thing. Right now, what do we got? We're creating the plates for the lithium batteries and the plates for the lithium battery upgrades. So that's actually going to take a minute, but invaluable has been the ME wireless access terminal. It is so awesome to be able to just walk out here. I'm just like right out here. Oh, I still have my inventory. Totally. It's amazing. If you don't have these in your base, add them. Add a bunch of them into your base. They're just brilliant. And also been working on raising the levels of different stuff and things. I want to get 5,000 of each of these. So what I've been doing is just kind of coming over. You can see how many bones we got, 5,007. So 20, something. So we'll stick this on 3,000 and 3,005. And I don't let it run too long. It seems that I've been having some trouble with the nets coming back, and if I run it for a long period of time, other things start to pile up. Also, we're going to end up doing some upgrades over here too, and putting a bunch of the plates now, like tungsten plate, iridium plate, and have some of that stuff prefabbed, because especially the tungsten plate, and then the other thing that takes a long time is parts to make the lithium battery. So the lithium battery is aluminum plates, which don't take that long, but they're lithium cells, and these lithium cells are made by electrolyzing 8 clay dust, and it says about 10 seconds. It seems to me to take a little longer than that. And another piece of the puzzle that we're going to have to do is start setting up some recycling for the garbage that we get from making this stuff. So we get silicon cells, which are actually useful in making some things. We get aluminum dust from this, which is useful as well, and sodium cells. Now the sodium cells, the different recipes for this are just the different clays, but the sodium cells I haven't actually looked at. Let's take a look. Those are useful. Actually, no, they're not. So they're a tank cart, and a sodium cell makes a tank cart with a sodium cell icon in it. So that's just something that we're not going to need. So like right now we got 76 of these. We're going to want to just automatically pump them into, I do believe the extractor will do it. So we may have to build another extractor and just have a system set up so that we can get those back. And then I'd like to have a fabricator set up as well to automatically keep a stockpile of empty cells. So here's some hydrogen cells. There's a bunch of these in the system now, and hydrogen cells are used, again, they don't seem to have a use. You can extract them, so you can centrifuge them for deuterium, which is actually not a bad item. So we may want to set up auto centrifuging of these guys, and you can use this to get methane, fart cans. The deuterium cells are used in I think reactors. Tritium. Let's follow this. Okay, here you go. The fusion reactor uses deuterium to make helium plasma. So it's a thing that's used in the reactor systems. I haven't played around with those yet, and I don't really plan on doing it yet. I think I'm gonna try to keep this steam system. I'm gonna try to set the steam system up just so that it's just ridiculous. We're gonna work on that at some point. So for our project today, I don't know what we're going to do. I've actually wasted a lot of time talking about stuff and things already. Everything else has been running great. The system up here that we're using to take out the gas is working perfectly, flawlessly, no gas emergencies. And all of this stuff and things up here with the super cow system is working good too. You can see all of our super cows. I know there's been some talk about lag and Feed the Beast servers, and I wish I was technically more advanced, because I talked about this in the last video, and I just haven't studied it. But our server is running amazing. I talked about this in the last video. It's running absolutely amazing. You can see here we break a sand block with our fist. It's instantaneous how quickly you pick it up. It's just absolutely flawless. And I've never had ever in any Feed the Beast server had that happen. And it was just doing some different tweaks and stuff and things. And I don't know exactly what it was that T.O. Lone Wolf did. He used I think a new kind of jar. He did some optimization of the mods and updated them all. But we're still running 147. But absolutely amazing stuff that's been going on here. And it's really helped our server to run so much better. I think that we were having a discussion about it the other night. What up, chicken? I feel like having some fun with this chicken. What? Give me. So we were talking about it the other night. What can we do with the chicken, guys? Let's fire him at the Hypermine sign. So we were talking about this the other night. Are you floating down? You're so cute. And it really strikes me as odd that, and don't get me wrong, our buddy T.O. Lone Wolf is a smart guy, but it strikes me as odd that the Feed the Beast team hasn't been able to make Feed the Beast run this well, but our resident, or one of our resident experty guys. Aww, one of our resident experts in the matter. What up, man? Has been able to fix basically all the lag problems in Feed the Beast. So it's pretty unbelievable. What happens if you get under... Oh, wow, you really just died then, didn't you? Yeah. Well, let's go look for some other stuff to throw. We don't need this pig. What happened? Can we throw him over the top of the tree? Nope. Can we catch him? Nope. He's dead. Why don't we make some tree pigs? This would be much better. I think this will be a fun project for today. I'm kind of not in the mood to build, and I think that tree pigs would be a great little project. So for our project today, we're gonna grief our own map and build some tree pigs. And once I get the tree pigs all set up on this tree, I'll come back to you guys. This is a dumb project. So I've been putting pigs into this tree for a while now, and it seems like they like to congregate on this side. I don't know, they're kind of spread out now. I put a torch over here to see if it was light that they were gravitating to, and then because I can't figure out what is lighting this up over here. There's some light, magic light right here that I can't see. But this is a pig tree. That's our project for the day. That's what we've accomplished, because I've been working really, really hard in the conglomerate. I actually had to come bring a pig spawner over. I'll just get that guy turned off though. But I had to really spend a lot of time in the conglomerate, and sometimes it's fun after hours and hours of building recipes and trying to make machines work to just go pig bowling. And so we got a bunch of stuff. Also, pigs have a tendency to kill themselves. Pick up this stuff, please. Pigs have a tendency to kill themselves. Let's stick a couple on here too. Just because, just for gigs. But if you have questions about the Gregtech upgrades and those sort of stuff and things, please let me know, guys. Oh, that was the wrong button. Please let me know, guys. It would be my pleasure to try to figure out some stuff and things for you. I don't know if there'll be a Minecraft Fast on it because it is very, very variable. We'll leave our pig tree behind. But it's so variable based on recipe. So the way that an industrial electrolyzer reacts with one recipe... Oh, I just crashed my game because I clicked on a Gregtech machine. I am a derp. As I was saying before I was so rudely crashed by my Gregtech machines, the way that one recipe works in the industrial electrolyzer as far as the amount of power consumption that it uses... So say for instance I have a single transformer or a single upgrade in this. The amount of power that it takes to process one recipe may be adequate with 128 EU per tick for that recipe, but the second recipe isn't going to work at 128 EU per tick because the power consumption per recipe is different. It's super confusing, and that's why I'm not sure if I'm going to do any sort of a toot on it. I may do a general overview, but let me say peace out. I may do... Oh, crap! I missed it. I may do a general overview on kind of how it works. But it is not, in my opinion, it is very, very confusing. But it's cool that we got all the new stuff and things set up. See, as you can see, some stuff doesn't really work the way it's supposed to. Oh my gosh. We're still working out the kinks, people. We're still working out the kinks. So we got one of these upgrades. Let's see if we want to craft 10, what happens. So it puts in 34 of the aluminum plates, and then it feeds another aluminum plate in, and it's just doesn't work. So another thing that's really great about these machines is how well they interface with ME systems and pipes and such. So they're very single-minded. Gregtech seems to be a very single-minded mod maker. He has his machines in mind, and his way of doing things. and it doesn't really mesh with everything else. It's really kind of too bad that he's not more thoughtful as far as making things easy for the players. But we'll get it all worked out. We'll figure out how stuff and things work. We can't be held back. We can't be held down. But that's all I have today. Next episode, you should see an update on how the power consumption and stuff and things works. We may build the new power system together for EU. I'm also going to add some more of the prefabrication of items up in here, so we'll have all that stuff to look forward to. And that's all I have to say to you guys today. Thanks very much for watching. If you liked the video, please don't forget to hit the like button, share, and favorite it as you see fit. Thanks very much for watching, guys. And just in case you don't watch Surviving Sliptopia, I'm just going to mention this really quickly. I did open up a donation link, so if you have the feeling in your heart of hearts that you want to donate, then that's there for you. That's an option. But that's all I want to say about it. Thanks very much as always. Don't spam it on Reddit, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day.
Hypermine.